Welcome to the Snark Tank. This is where we discuss issues that don't get much exposure in the nonprofit sector. And today's issue is an anecdote that's going to take probably an extra minute, but it'll be worth it because it's the story of a terribly stupid thing I did and the lesson it brought forth, the lesson being a tool that you can use to measure your own colleagues and directors. I was a young man, 39 years old, hired to be a vice president of a large organization. I was a bachelor father, had just become a bachelor father. I drove my family 1,200 miles to arrive in Colorado, and I went to my first executive staff meeting with the president and the other vice presidents on my third day of employment. I'd had two peaceful days. I began the third one by telling the president and the other vice presidents, whom I barely knew, that I thought they were assholes. It happened this way. We sat in the meeting. Everybody said, "Hi, John, welcome aboard," and all that type of stuff. I'd met them during interviews. And then they started discussing, okay, what are we going to talk about? Well, how about the issue of so-and-so? We got such and such, and there's a legal case coming, et cetera, blah, blah. And they'd say, well, how did we have the same thing happen before? How did we handle that? Nobody knew. The next issue came up. And so-and-so says, we got to do such and such about so-and-so and all that. Well, didn't the Board of Trustees establish a policy? Well, some people said, I think so. Some people said, I don't know. Well, if they did, what was it? Nobody remembered. That was the second issue. These came rapid fire. The third one, we're only 10, 12, 15 minutes into the meeting. And the third issue came up, something about which there was precedent, something where there were roots to shape the way it is to be decided now. And once again, on the third issue, they could not confront it because they did not remember the context in which the issue must now be decided. 3 times, we're 15 minutes into it, and all of a sudden I amazed myself when I said it because I didn't plan it. It just burst out. I'm embarrassed to be here with you people. I'm embarrassed to be here. You look like a bunch of assholes to me. And they were staggered. They pulled back. And so, what could I do? I had to dig myself out of that hole, so I started to explain to them, look what you guys just did. You're sitting here. You have no agenda. You have no structure. You had no papers to prepare for these discussions. And not one of you is sitting there with a pencil and a pad of paper to write on. You did not come here to do the organization's business. This organization that is hundreds of millions of dollars a year in budget, hundreds of millions of dollars in assets, and guess what? You were not here to do the organization's business. You were here for some conversation, after which, taking no responsibility for the results, you'd float off, and a week later you'd meet and convene again. That's unethical. It's irresponsible. It's crazy. From then on, there were agendae, there were position papers submitted before a meeting. People took notes, and we focused and fused and became a far more responsible and productive administration. So here's the point. When you're dealing with colleagues, when you're sitting on staff meetings, when you're sitting on a board meeting, when you're interviewing a candidate, when you're meeting one-on-one with somebody, you can tell a great deal about their seriousness of purpose, about their willingness to be accountable, about their ability to follow through by whether or not they have the simple pen and a simple notebook or tablet so that they can take notes about the meeting and therefore turn the discussion into result. Okay, I got the ball rolling. Those are my thoughts. You get the last word. Just post it in the comment section below this video.